All right, so the Yamaha Raptor stuck in gear job I picked up from going up to the flea market was the CB750. This is drum up interest, and it did. And I got the Polaris with the rear brake line that was needed to be replaced. It was an easy peasy job, and then this one that was stuck in gear. Now let's see what we can see here. The transmission, one kid's not quite like the other. Oh, that's never good. Okay, so that's fifth gear. It busted. Dinged up a little bit in the case, but really it's actually didn't turn out to be all that bad. Of course, I don't want to focus because something else is in the way. Actually, it actually looks a lot worse than what it is. But of course, you know, as it is that if they wrote it like that to bust a gear, then of course there's other things that had to have happened. Oh yeah, like 10 thousandths larger one way than you are the other in your cylinder. Well, at least that forward edge on that piston's clean. Yeah. Well, so now I told the guy, and I got him to come over here. Well, told him, well, you know what? We can get the gear for $50, get or $60, something like that. 65 for the gasket kit, and put it together. It did start up and everything before that, but I go, is it really worth it? So I showed him what I found for rebuild kit and that. My suggestion for the quality and the price, you know, $1,300. I mean, and it's everything. It's the cylinder, it's the crank, it's the rod, it's the piston, it's the rings, it's the bearings, all the bearings, including the transmission bearings. It's the oil pump, it's the oil pump gear. I mean, it's everything. Valve seals. I'll check out the valves, check out the head. I have yet to do that. He already said he'll buy more parts, whatever it needs. And so we'll go from there. They'll be in on the 26th this month. So when I get the parts and then get everything cleaned up, more fully inspecting. If I need more parts, then you'll have to wait till I get more parts. Then we'll go and go ahead and get this all put back together. Now, if you're doing anything like this, well, one is you're best if you get a actual service manual, something with all the specs. Sorry about the glare. But also go on YouTube, Partzilla. They have actually have like an hour and a half long video about rebuilding these, and gives you all. And it's not so much rebuilding them as is assembling them, because they have a new case and they got all new parts. But it's comprehensive enough. And like I don't quite agree with the seller of these parts. Like they were saying that 99% of the people out there are not capable of rebuilding an engine. And only the 1% are. And well, I think there might be not quite that high of people that are not capable of rebuilding. But if you're mechanically inclined in that, you take your time, get a service manual, read up everything, do research, and make sure that you feel that you are capable of handling it. I've had experience with rebuilding engines and all that, but I'm just a dumb little appliance repairman. I believe that I'm just an idiot's impersonation of now from a motorcycle fabricator to a ATV repair guy, engine rebuilder, whatever you want to say. I don't claim it to be anything, but it's a matter of taking your time, paying attention. If you need to, make yourself a checklist of step 1, step 2, however, hit your bullet points, make sure to hit your torques, make sure to clean everything well like it should be. Use your Loctite where you should be using red Loctite, blue Loctite where you should be using blue Loctite. Remember, if the metal is not reactive, you need to use a primer with your Loctite. Something I recently found out. But that's about it. That's all you're going to get right now. And so, still, it's not so bad of a deal to do. It's just one step at a time. It's much easier when you getting all new parts. One thing with the Nickel line cylinders is one thing I've learned here recently is you get not a hone, because you'll just screw it all up, but it looks sort of like a hone, but it's a spiraled nylon brush. You go and dip down in your fresh oil and just go down. It just doesn't take much to go down your nickel line cylinders, and because you'll look in there and you'll see sort of the edges are rough and that. This helps clean all that up. So, and that takes care of that. So do that, and it'd be great if you watch the video, like I said, check it out, and from Partzilla, and then shouldn't be too bad for you. And I'll let you know when I get the parts, and we'll get it put back together. Till next time.